Do you think that you are a failure? Have you already accepted that you cannot succeed? Are you looking at yourself as a loser? If yes, then you are wrong. You may not see the abilities that are hidden inside you, but I can see, and I can prove it. Failures in life happen to people who have qualities, because they tried. There are many people in the world who never try, because the fear of failure has made them their permanent home, and they spend their whole lives acknowledging the truth that moving forward is not their only concern. But the fact is, how do they know that they are going to fail when they haven't even tried? Let me quote some known names and their stories as example. Bill Gates, one of the world's wealthiest person, but he didn't earn his fortune in a straight line to success. He entered the entrepreneurial scene with a company called Turfo Data, which aimed to process and analyze data from traffic tapes. It was like early version of big data. He tried to sell the idea alongside his business partner, Paul Allen, but the product barely even worked. It was a complete disaster. However, the failure did not hold Gates back from exploring new opportunities, and a few years later, he created his first Microsoft product, and forged a new path to success. George Steinbrenner. Before Steinbrenner made a name of himself when he acquired ownership of New York Yankees, he owned a small basketball team, called the Cleveland Pipers, back in 1960. By 1962, as a result of Steinbrenner's direction, the entire franchise went bankrupt. That stretch of failure seemed to follow Steinbrenner when he took over the Yankees in the 1970s, as the team struggled with a number of setbacks and losses throughout the 1980s and 1990s. However, despite public fear and criticism of Steinbrenner's controversial decisions, eventually, he led the team to an amazing comeback, with 6 World Series entries between 1996 and 2003. And a record as one of the most profitable teams in Major League Baseball. Walt Disney, one of the creative geniuses of the 20th century. He was once fired from a newspaper because he was told he lacked creativity. Trying to preserve, Disney formed his first animation company, which was called Laugh-O-Gram Films. He raised $15,000 for the company, but eventually was forced to close Laugh-O-Gram, following the close of an important distributor partner. Desperate and out of money, Disney found his way to Hollywood, and faced even criticism and failure, until finally his first few classic films started to skyrocket in popularity. Steve Jobs, an impressive entrepreneur, because of his boundless innovation, but also because of his emphatic comeback from an almost irrecoverable failure. Jobs found success in his 20s, when Apple became a massive empire, but when he was 30, Apple's board of directors decided to fire him. Undaunted by the failure, Jobs found a new company, Next, which was eventually acquired by Apple. Once back at Apple, Jobs proved his capacity for greatness by reinventing the company's image and taking the Apple brand to new heights. Now, if all of them had given up, would they have any identity today? The fact is that successful people are those who do not give up. Always remember that hard work is never wasted, even if it is late, but hard work is definitely rewarded. If you have been defeated, consider yourself lucky, because what you have learned from this defeat has further enhanced your ability. Now you can come forward more firmly. Let me tell you another story. There was a man who lost a lot of money in business. He was sitting on a bench in the park when an old man approached him and sat down. When the old man saw that the man was upset, he did not let go and asked him the reason for the upset. The defeated businessman said that his business was ruined and he is in debt. I do not know what to do now. The old man pulled a checkbook out of his coat pocket. He wrote $1 million check and gave it to the businessman, told him to start his business again. And I will meet you here again, exactly after 1 year, and if you succeed, I will take my money back from you. The businessman put the check in his vault and resumed his business by picking up materials from the market. He knew that whenever I had to pay those vendors, I can pay easily, because I have a check of $1 million, which I can cash anytime. But fortunately, he did not have to take the check to the bank. His goods were prepared and sold hand in hand. He avoided repeating those mistakes, and kept running the business more carefully. He became a successful businessman again. But he had not forgotten the old man and his goodness, and exactly 1 year later, he went to the same place, to return the check to the old man and thank him. Shortly afterwards, the old man arrived. The businessman took out check and gave it to the old man, and thanked him for his kindness, but the old man looked at the businessman, as if he did not know him. Then 2 young men in nurses' uniform came, and apologized to the businessmen, saying that this is our insane asylum patient, whom we bring for a walk in this park. And he would run away from us every day, and sits here. He introduces himself in the name of a rich man, and few months back we found out a fake checkbook in his possession. The businessman was surprised that he had taken such a big risk, with the help of a fake check. The real thing that made him successful was his own hard work, ability, and the lessons he learned from the loss. He had lost faith in his own abilities, and that fake check boosted his self-confidence, so he decided to stand up again, and ran the business again. So failure is the part of your success. Success without any hard work, and without any failure, is called accidental success. And such accidental successful people do not dare to face failure or loss. Now the answers are: no, you are not a failure, you can succeed, and stop looking yourself as a loser. Mistakes are just making you strong. These mistakes are shaping your abilities. Just trust yourself, don't repeat mistakes, and start again. Be confident, and instead of hiding, show the world that I can do what I want to do. I am not a failure.